Presidential Candidate Peter Obi, and that all these tickets ahead of the 2027 general election are open to all qualified Nigerians. The faction took the decision after it held a National Executive Committee meeting in Abuja on Monday. They condemned the convener of the meeting held in Abia State, which according to them is built on illegality. The National Executive Council then passed a vote of confidence on the leadership of Julius Abure-led National Working Committee.
Right after the 2023 general election, the Labour Party has not healed from the defeat it suffered at the poll. Also, allegations and counter-accusations of corruption and mismanagement of campaign funds further fractured the party. 1 year after, the party is still struggling to put it out in order, especially with the recent move by the governor of Abia State, Alex Otti, and presidential candidate of the party, Peter Obi, who says they are no longer comfortable with the leadership of Julius Abure.
What do you want?
In reaction to this, the Abure-led executive alongside state chairman and secretaries of the party are here at the party's NEC meeting. They also passed a vote of confidence on the national chairman.
NEC in session hereby reimpose confidence in the leadership of Barrister Julius Abure's led National Working Committee and urge all party members to continue to respect the leadership of the party and obey its lawful directives.
The NEC resolved in their meeting that Peter Obi is no longer the sole candidate for the party's presidential ticket.
NEC in session also reviewed the decision of the National Convention to reserve its presidential and governorship ticket to Peter Gregory Obi and Alex Otti respectively. Consequently, all tickets of the party from presidency to the House of Assemblies are open to all qualified Nigerians.
What we have done simply is to open the window to accommodate more people. You will agree with me that democracy is about number.
The party says it's not afraid to wield the big stick against anyone who disrespects the Constitution and stipulated procedure.
NEC in session also grant the National Working Committee power to take disciplinary action against any member that brings the party to disrepute.
The signatories to these accounts were Aisha Yusuf and Pastor Itwa Iwodalu. They were equally responsible for the payment of polling unit agents.
While the leadership crisis in the Labour Party lingers, the Edo State governorship election gets closer, and there are concerns that the internal crisis of another party may impact its chances on the ballot. Ademola Lawrence, TVC News, Abuja.
Joining me for more on this is the Factional Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party, Abayomi Arabambi. Good to have you join us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Good evening.
Good evening. So first of all, let me ask you, because now we see that a faction of the party has now passed a vote of confidence on the Abure National Working Committee. And I want to ask which of the NEC, because in Abia State, we saw your presidential candidate and your governorship, or your governor, on your platform, Alex Otti, picking the Nadi Usman as the chairman caretaker committee. So which of the NEC passed a vote of confidence on Abure?
That was the legally constituted NEC of Labour Party that was convened in line with Article 13 and 14 of our Constitution, which states the national chairman shall call and preside over all meetings, including National Convention, National Executive Council, and National Working Committee. So that was the authentic NEC. That's number one. Number two, we do not have factions in the Labour Party. We only have one national chairman, and that is Julius Abure, and one national secretary, that is Alhaji Umar Ubayin Farouk. Number three, the purported caretaker was appointed by people who are just trying to experiment their somersault into political menopause, thinking probably they have some other productive things to do, but ab initio, they do not have it. So their convergence in Abia has other sinister motive, And that was what was exposed today. For Nigerians, about what we've been talking, about most of the people who call themselves obedient. Maybe when we get there, you know, we will push for more explanation. But as far as we are concerned, those gangsters, predators, and buccaneers are those that assemble themselves in Umuahia in order to hijack our Labour Party, so that at the end of the day, they can successfully plan their political insurrection in order to intimidate the current administration, even when we knew we have lost the election, and we told them we should prepare for 2027. But they were not pleased, and they now decided to gather themselves. Like
Mr. Arabambi, let me come in here. First of all, I would say let's watch the language. I mean, people you are talking about had the governor of Abia State there and the former presidential candidate of your party. So let's be careful with the language. But I also wanted to ask you, you are now dissociating yourself from the decision of the NEC, which was to reserve that position, that's the meeting held in Abia State, to reserve the presidential candidate slot and the governorship candidate slot for both Peter Obi and Governor Alex Oti. I mean, you can't get, it's difficult to get people who are bigger than that to run on the platform of your party. Are you not setting yourself already up for failure?
Why do you say they are bigger? Bigger in what sense? What was their position in PDP before they came to Labour Party? What was the position of Mr. Peter Obi with Atiku in 2015, in 2019, when they ran for election? Governor Alex Oti had tried all he could in ABGA, in STN, and even in PDP. He failed woefully. They came to enjoy the patronage we have with Nigerians. They didn't come. This was not the first time we're having governor. This was not the first time we're having senators. This was not the first time we're having House of Rep and Assembly member. Great Ogboru contested under the Labour Party because, you know, a lot of them, they don't know about anything about politics. Great Ogboru contested under the Labour Party with one Assembly, with one House of Rep. Omo Agege was a senator elected on behalf of on the platform of the Labour Party before he defected. We have Governor Mimiko. We have senators. We have House of Rep in this party. All of them, you know, a lot of them, they are injured players in PDP. But I am going to say something today that will shock Nigerians. I am going to blame the former president of Nigeria for the problem we have in Labour Party, because he was the one that didn't look at them well when he was canvassing them to come into Labour Party, thinking they have a better thing to do, or they can do better, you know, in Nigeria than previous administration. But all of you have seen today, an account was ruled out, signed by a woman who has been referring to Tinubu as an illegitimate president, signing our account. And yet, Obi is there connecting with them. You saw them with some pastors. You saw the account in Zenith, in Sterling, in Heritage, and Lotus Bank. And let me tell them now that a petition will be writing to EFCC to prosecute all these offenders. You are collecting money on behalf of a party. You played on the intelligence of Nigeria that you won an election. They diverted it, and all of them became emergency donors. I put it to Mr. Peter Obi. I am on air. If he has ever donated 5 million before 2022, I want to see the video evidence that Mr. Obi has ever donated 5 million to anybody, whether in the east, in the west, in the south, in the north. But today, after the election, they were busy flying private jets, donating money to nurses. Thinking about when no Okada, motorcycle, bicycle was not purchased for Labour Party. That office where that press release was done, we contributed money with Julius Abure. None of our state chapter, Obi didn't give us a kobo. But we never believed what Governor Charles Olulo was telling us, that this man was a trader. You can see 5 accounts managed by a woman, so location that he will be telling you that
Mr. Arabambi, from what you're talking about, if I may come in, we're out of time. Your party obviously still has a long way to go in resolving this this situation, but we'll continue to follow through and see how it goes. But we do have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time. Abayomi Arabambi, thank you.